Good morning, everyone. This is Zimmer from Century Empire Holdings. I've got with me here the Volvo S40 2010. So this will be a video for an inspection of this car for anybody who's interested in buying this used car. So first things first, we're gonna do a small inspection. We're gonna have a look around and we're gonna see what the condition of the car is like. So let's go ahead and start by looking around. So I should probably mention that this car has the original paint. Only one previous owner. This car also has a full service record by Volvo Malaysia. So you can see there, pretty shiny. We wash all of our cars every day, so we try to keep our cars clean. Alright, so that's the exterior. Let's have a quick look in the interior. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the car now. So just open the door, just like that. It's a keyless unlock, so you don't have to use your key. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. The seats, the leather is still in pretty good condition, as you can see there. Let's look inside here. All very clean, all dusted, no dusts. And the dashboard also in pretty good condition. You can see there, nothing broken, nothing that looks off-putting or anything like that. It looks brand new pretty much. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rear seats. Unlock the car. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, the rear also looks pretty nice. Smells brand new as well. So there's the cup holders, and there's the little compartment there for maybe phones, or a little dusty in there. Maybe we can give it a good wipe later on. Nothing too major. So you can see there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and close the doors. And I'm going to go ahead and lock it. There goes the mirror. I like that because it's automatic. It looks cool. You can impress your friends. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the rear here. Nice and clean. A lot of space. See? Put my hand there so you can see how big it is. Let's go ahead and check out the spare tire. All the equipment's still in there. All intact. Alright. Okay, so let's have a look at the engine real quick. Unlock the car again. There goes the mirror. Okay, so to open the engine, you have to pull that red knob there. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if you can see me do it. It's kind of difficult to point the camera at the same time. Alright. So, it's a little hot because we had to move the car, so the engine was on for a bit. So there's the engine. As you can see. So for those who like to have a look at the engines, this is it. If you have any questions regarding the engines, just post it in the comments and we can reply. I'm not going to touch anything else because it's pretty hot. But if you want to mess around with it, you can always come down and have a look yourself. There we go. So that's the first part, which is the inspection. and then we'll be moving on to check out the specs, the 2010 model of this car in more detail. So yeah, Alright everyone, so we're back and we're inside the car now. The doors are closed. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this car, what's special about it. First things first, we're going to turn on the engine. So as you can see, the engine start is actually keyless, so you don't have to use your key to turn on the engine, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put my foot on the brake first, and then we're going to push and turn. There you go. You probably can't hear the sound of the engine, but it is on now. And there goes the air conditioning. I'm going to turn it down a bit because it's pretty loud. So this car does have Bluetooth. You can navigate your phone through using this thing here on the side. So you can press the button, and you can even read text messages and such on the dashboard there. Or rather, this is just an indication that you have messages on your phone. You can't actually read everything there. So this car also comes with Bluetooth, so you can connect your phone to your Bluetooth, and that's not really special. I guess that's a standard with a lot of cars nowadays. This car also is the first car in Malaysia with a twin clutch system, so the gear changes of this car is actually a lot more smooth compared to a standard transmission and so on, which is also makes the car unique when you compare it with other cars, other models. So as you can see there's also the manual mode as well, so you can shift into manual. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the gear change into manual, so you can see that, and then you can just push it up anytime you wanna upshift and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into park. So that's pretty standard, right? Another cool feature of this car is this. This is Bliss, otherwise known as, it stands for Blind Spot Information System, which means that you can also turn it off if you want. But when you turn it on, there will be these sensors on the side here that will help you detect cars coming in from your blind spot. So, as you know, maybe in the highway when you're moving, when you're trying to switch lanes, sometimes when you flip the signal, you never know that there might be a speeding car coming, and when you check your rear mirror, there's always that blind spot right here. So instead of having to look at your blind spot and not looking in front, you can just look at the sensor and it will indicate if there's a car on the way or not. You can see their little symbol, and you can get an idea of how that works. This car also has electric seats, which I forgot to mention. I'll show that right now. So as you can see, the seats also has a memory, and you can manually adjust it, or you can press the button and it will adjust by itself. So there's three configurations that you can put it on, which is pretty cool for a car of this price. The windows are also powered, the side mirrors, so you can adjust it if you press the button first, and then you can adjust the mirrors, you can see there, without having to roll down the windows. The car also has ABS, automatic braking system, which means that if there are sensors in the front that will help you with your reaction time. If something does come in front of you, the car will apply the brakes automatically. So even if you have good reaction, your chances of braking and preventing car collision is a lot higher. So that's also nice. Also pretty standard with a lot of the modern cars. and this car also has dual xenon headlamps. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the engine now. There you go. You can see the little blue color there on the headlamps. Yeah, so that's basically all the special specifications about this car, the 2010 model. So now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the value of this car when you compare it to other continental cars in Malaysia. Alright, so for those of you still wondering, is this car worth it? Should I buy this car? Here in Century Empires we have a lot of cars, but this one is quite unique. When you compare it to the other cars in the same class, maybe something like the Mercedes C-Class or the BMW 3 and the A4 series, the one advantage about this Continental car is that maintenance is a lot better. Because the parts are going to be a lot cheaper than obviously Audi and Mercedes and BMWs. Also, the specs are quite nice, as I've already demonstrated. A lot of things in the car that can impress you. It's not the most luxurious brand, but it's a pretty good car. It's reliable. And there's a lot of, how do you say, a lot of Volvo specialists in Malaysia, in KL, and we can also recommend some for you. People that know their way around the Volvo and can give you a good price for maintaining and replacing parts in this car. Now, the same can't be said for Audi, Mercedes, and BMW, obviously, because these cars are all quite expensive, not just for buying but also for maintenance, and also for if something breaks down, they're quite expensive to replace because they're a lot more complicated cars. But you can afford a car like that in a form of a Volvo, and you can get a lot of value for what you're spending, and you don't have to spend much. So that's one of the main advantages of driving a Volvo. Another thing that you should consider is that because it's a reliable car, price depreciation is also not as bad for this car, meaning once you drive it for a couple of years, you can just sell it back and the value won't drop as much, because everybody knows this car is not as unreliable when it comes to maintenance. So if you sell a Mercedes, you might not get all your value back, obviously, because there might be a lot of problems with that Mercedes, a lot of things that you need to maintain. But when you talk about the Volvo, it's a lot less complicated. It's not as over-engineered as a Mercedes or a BMW or an Audi. So it's a really good car, for a lot of value for what you pay for it, and you won't regret buying it because it's easy to maintain and reliable, and it's gonna get you where you need without you having to worry about it too much. So for those of you who are interested in getting this car, it's a 2010 model, which means you can still get a 6-year loan with it. And for 28,800 ringgits, I would say it's a pretty good buy. So for anyone who is already interested in buying this car, do let us know. I will go ahead and leave our contact numbers in the comments, in the description. If you have any questions, you can let us know via the comment section, and we will try and respond as quickly as possible. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you want more information, or maybe for future videos, if you have any more suggestions, any more comments, do let us know. I will try and read as many of the comments as possible and quite possibly reply to them as well. And so finally, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.